It's Friday night, you know what that means. AEW had another episode of that word right there, Rampage. We are stupid inversion being gone now. Top Rope Tokes. I'm just saying, that guy over there.
I am range of motions.
Oh, change the camera setting and now everything's backwards on me all over again. If you're watching this on YouTube down a little bit down the road, do us a favor down below, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, and there is a Discord link. We're talking wrestling. You like wrestling, that's why you're here. Come talk wrestling with us. Because holy hell, there's a lot to talk about between Wednesday night and everything that happened tonight.
Yeah.
The ramifications, the effects.
So yeah, that huge match between Jon Moxley and CM Punk to unify the titles that we got next week. You know, there's Twitter goes crazy. So we've heard some news since then.
I was so hoping
on why all of this might be happening.
My whole thought about what All Out was going to be for us when we were there has been blown up because I have no fucking clue. Because
I was certain that was our main event.
Thought Moxley versus Punk was going to be the main event. I personally thought MJF was going to come back at the conclusion of the main event, and that's what was going to lead us into the big New York shows. I know you weren't as confident about that, anything MJF related, but now it doesn't matter because they're fighting on Wednesday.
Yeah. On Dynamite.
Now, one big thing to note is the last Dynamite before they're in Chicago, because the Dynamite after that, Rampage, all that leading into All Out is all going to be in Chicago. So did they move it up just so Punk doesn't lose in Chicago?
Could be.
So on Wednesday night,
yeah,
he started off by calling out Hangman in a no-win situation, right? Like, it wasn't planned. How are you gonna call him out? What's he gonna do? Run out there and completely fuck up his job? And nobody knows why. You have any guess what the hell we're gonna see between now and All Out?
My guess is we're gonna see a match on Wednesday. And then there's probably going to be some wrestling the weeks following.
So out
probably some promos.
Now, another thing,
I got it, didn't I?
I mean, you're not going to be wrong, that's for sure. But another thing that came out from tonight's show, in just one of those random infographics that they throw inside of a 60-second of Excalibur doing an auctioneer test, we're getting a casino ladder match at All Out now too. And I'm sure that will have some kind of ramifications on whatever the world title picture is going forward.
It's going to be...
I don't know.
Do you think they would just do number one contender, like gets next shot at winner of Mox and Punk?
I mean, that's, basically what the casino thing ladder match is. It's just we also get the Joker involved, which is usually some kind of surprise or return. But we've, outside of MJF as the Joker.
That'd be right for me for his pay-per-view.
But does that mean you end the pay-per-view with the ladder match, since you already had the big title match on Dynamite already?
Yeah, because you don't have a tag titles story going. You don't have Like you don't have any other huge storyline happening
The
right now. So
TNT
that's got
title's
to
more
be it.
wrapped up with a trio situation at the moment.
Yeah.
And then you got the trios titles, but I also feel whatever MJF does, you have to have something big to close out the show. And if everybody else has already returned, what's the big angle to end the show that leaves everybody talking?
Yeah, that's the only other thing that we got left. Hey, MJF, did they give you your money?
Unless they
Are
open
you
the
coming?
show that way and then he comes out at the end of the show too. I don't fucking know. Like, I watched when I messaged you about everything that was coming out, and you were like, my mind's blown. I'm like, oh, that explains a lot, because I kept seeing the chat thing saying that you're typing, stop typing, stop, and it went on for like 5 minutes. I was like, I just wrote you all these messages. I don't want to say more to it. I'm like, but I don't know what the hell to say or think either.
Yeah, I was just trying to formulate thoughts and it wasn't happening.
It's like that it's like that giant meme where the person's just like, I had a thought, maybe not so much.
Yeah. Like, and don't know.
I think I figured it out. Maybe not. Never mind.
But seriously, so with Hangman being who he is and having ties with the people that he does, like I think that's going to be really bad for even CM Punk.
I know,
like no matter how much of a draw CM Punk is, it's still going to be an issue.
So I don't know if you saw any of this or if you know the whole story. Do you know who Colt Cabana is?
Nope.
I was gonna say I know he's around, but he's not featured on television a ton, and I haven't seen him in a while. But he joined the Dark Order. He used to be one of CM Punk's best friends. When CM Punk left WWE and he went on the podcast and like burnt so many bridges, it was Colt Cabana's podcast. Colt Cabana ended up in the lawsuit with WWE because of it. Supposedly CM Punk was supposed to cover it, but then he didn't and stuck Colt Cabana with a large bill, and they soured on their friendship and it got ugly with them. So now Hangman's also friends with his former best friend, and people think that might have played a part into it. So I mean, Hangman has all the right friends in all the right places. CM Punk just has the Brinks truck.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just has the fact that he's CM Punk, and he sells more shirts than probably everyone else in that whole company combined.
When he first got there, for sure. I know with some of this stuff coming out, it the type of fans AEW has, it wouldn't surprise me if some of the big AEW fans start to sour on them. More of the casual fans, it's still CM Punk.
Right.
Plus, everyone knows CM Punk can be a dick, so.
Yeah. He's got Punk in his name. Of course he can be a punk.
And he's from Chicago.
Yeah. Punk ass.
That's not personal biases at all.
Yeah, we just don't like toilet seats that much. Well, toilet seats on a football uniform.
Chicago, as a sports city, is about the closest thing to being as on par with Ohio as you can be. Anyway, there's a lot more that we're gonna have to find out, and the thing is, when we talked after Wednesday night and after everything was coming out, I was like, fuck Rampage, let's just get to Wednesday night. We need to see what's gonna happen next in the story, like whatever the hell's going on. now, okay, I calmed down a little bit. I actually got to enjoy Rampage. It wasn't a complete dud like some of the ones that we had in the past. It was kind of fun. Wasn't too consequential though.
Yeah.
You were there in time to see Jade and the baddies.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got to see Jade. I'm kind of happy about that.
I told you once you got there, you didn't miss a whole lot in the beginning because to start off, it was Claudio coming out to the ring with Wheeler Yuta. So Claudio doing a promo. I know that's not going to make your panties drop.
I'm not wearing any, so it's already made him come off.
But he says it basically it's an honor to stand there as a champion, but more so in front of Ricky the Steamboat, who was an idol and helped train him. But he does hate that he's standing there in street clothes, and he issued an open challenge for next week on Rampage for the Ring of Honor title.
Okay.
Would you like to take a guess as to who answered that? And it happened immediately.
Wheeler Yuta.
Dustin Rhodes.
Dustin Rhodes. I knew it.
Complete opposite end of the spectrum.
No. Yeah.
Short, young, dark hair, tall, old, blonde. Yeah.
I was gonna guess him second.
Probably a good 20 years difference in experience.
It's all right. Dustin Rhodes, next Ring of Honor World Champion.
I have confidence, especially with Claudio, that he can put on a decent match, or even to a good match. Do I think there's any chance in hell Dustin Rhodes is winning the title?
Oh, fuck no. There is a 0% chance he wins.
But he comes out and says they have a lot of history. They even have a lot in common. They came there, both never have been a champion. They talk about chasing the world title. Claudio says he gets it. It drives you. And he basically tells him as long as he promises to bring his A game, he's on for next week. Mm-hmm. Ooh, if you haven't seen it, that is one match for you to go back and watch if you haven't seen it. Cody versus Dustin, brother versus brother.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was before the first All Out, like when they were doing the random pay-per-views, like between Double or Nothing and the first All Out.
Okay.
To see, but it's a bloody mess, but Dustin Rhodes looks so damn good. And he's looked good since. It's just the fact that you know how old he is and that he's never going to get any kind of push, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Hey, I don't mind seeing Grandpa out there as long as he's still moving well. Just don't hurt yourself.
Dude, he's doing moves that you probably never seen him do in the previous employment. So, like, yeah, I don't know if he works with DDP to help make him like still flexible at an older age, even more flexible possibly than he ever was. After that, there was a backstage promo. It was awkward. It was Ruby and Ortiz. The gist of it is they want Sammy and Ty for what they have done to him, for Ruby's hand and for Ortiz's hair. At some point, Ortiz just keeps yelling, "Let's fight! Let's fight! Let's fight!" over and over and over again. You know what?
Yeah.
Honestly, there's certain people, and they're one of them, that just kind of like when Will Hobbs and Ricky came out that one time, and you know, we heard trick ass bitch on AEW TV. There's certain aspects every now and then that I hear, I'm like, okay, you know what? As silly as it was, or out of place as it was for wrestling, this is a shit that we would have seen like in the street or at the school growing up and stuff. Like, this is how people will randomly just shit talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we have a problem. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm just going to scream over top of you until we actually fight. So,
yeah, it's realistic to me. As realistic as wrestling gets.
That's what I mean. Like, it's weird. It feels odd because it feels out of place for wrestling sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems more real. So I'm like, it's just odd, but awesome at the same time. Different. Next was probably the one thing that you missed that you probably wish you didn't miss.
Yeah.
Private Party versus Swerve in Our Glory. So,
I'm gonna watch that tomorrow.
of course, you remember when they fought first and Keith Lee just threw Isaiah Cassidy around?
Yes.
So, Isaiah gets into his face at first, and Keith Lee goes to give him an RBL. Isaiah Cassidy learns, and he flips out of it, lands kind of on his feet. Did that thing where he's on his feet, but he falls to his knees kind of thing. Either way, he didn't get tossed across the ring on his ass. So, a lot of it was just them being able to be more competitive with Swerve in Our Glory. But in the end, Mark Quinn actually kicked out Swerve's kick to the head when he's sitting up.
Oh.
And Swerve gave him that, like, that dirty look. I can't think of the name that I want, but kind of looked disgusted and shocked at the same time.
I know what you're talking about.
But then he picks him up and he hits him with, I guess, what they're calling the JML driver for the win. But even after he got to pin Mark Quinn, he's just in there like... But Keith Lee did go to give him respect. I believe he fist bumped Cassidy and dapped up Quinn after. Okay. But Swerve was a little bit further off. But Lee showed him some respect after the match.
That's not a swervy thing to do.
Yeah, especially at that dirty ass look. Like, how the fuck do you kick out my kick? Eat a dick, bitch. And what was the first thing that you saw?
The DMD promo. Okay,
so that just tells me where I can keep going to, which is holy shit, at least like 4 more segments away. So real quick, the next one, Lexi shows up backstage when he had like QT in the factory at a table, like with some dominoes out and stuff like that. They ask if he's worried about Hobbs. Hobbs starts saying something about bringing his luck because they're playing these games. But Hobbs comes in pretty quick, and he flips over the table, and QC's like, whoa, I insist, I'm a man of my word. Hobbs is like, you said you were going to take care of that whiny ass bitch. They say they failed last week, they're going to get it done. So we're not done with Starks in the factory yet. You want to know who might be done with AEW already, though?
Who?
The reality Zach Clayton, because he lost in like 10 seconds. And that's where like you came in and I was sitting there, I rewinded back and I watched it and I just didn't understand. I'm like, you let this guy come out, do that full ass promo to challenge for the title.
Yeah.
You let him on his way out to the ring here talk a bunch more talking shit. Well, first of all, he had an entrance. So that's a start. Like, how are you gonna get jobbed out and have an entrance, and then you talk during the entire entrance, doing the cliche heel things, like running down the city and stuff. Gets in the ring within 3 to 5 seconds. He's in the red room. Within 10 to 15 seconds, he's passed out in hook 1. That was
all
it.
Right.
Now, what happened after was a bit more exciting. I may have missed if there was official challenge, but I did not see it in a graphics rundown card for anything later. But Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ange appear on the Titantron, and like you just again random video package that you're throwing to. But at some point, the end of this promo, the ending point is they say, "What if the FTW title was held by what do they call it, Range?
Sports Entertainment."
Yeah. So one of them is coming forward at least soon, but it was just them. There was no Anna, nobody else. Daddy Magic.
Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ange. Okay, only
tag team FTW champions
of the B Squad.
Hey man, who was the other part of the B Squad?
Anna JAS.
I wasn't sure if you were still referring to Daniel Garcia, who doesn't. It sounds like on Dynamite he's going to be officially out, possibly.
Yeah, I was going to say he's out. So I'm gonna. I'm gonna take him off the B squad. Plus, he was like with this whole Daniel Bryan thing, or Bryan Danielson thing. If this didn't work out, he was still probably going to be promoting himself to the A squad, just because after those 2 matches. Whew,
Are we gonna get him and Jericho added to the All Out card?
oh,
Or do you think it's too soon to let this kind of play out and maybe it'll be like a big match on an episode of Dynamite like a couple weeks after?
damn, we only got
2 more Dynamites.
2 more Dynamites. Yeah. So yeah, it probably won't be All Out.
I mean, shortly after, you usually get the Grand Slam one, which is at Arthur Ashe Stadium in New York, which is now that isn't what MJF calls his hometown area. There's a different arena for that one, but it's part of the reason why I was leaning so heavily for MJF, knowing big angle in New York shortly after get him the world title. After that, we got a Billy Gunn promo.
Billy Gunn
With Lexi backstage. Basically said his sons decided to finally put on their big boy pants, but they chose to do it at the wrong time with the wrong person, and it opened up the door for him to pull down their pants and whoop their asses. With the daddy lines. He's challenging his son, Billy versus Colton. Okay. But he's bringing friends. Because at first he was challenging them, but I didn't catch it was going to be a singles match. But I was trying to do the math after. I'm like, 2 sons plus his 2 friends. That's 3 on 2. I'm like, this doesn't work. Who's going to be like if it's a trio thing? But no,
his son's 2.0.
Yep, but he's bringing the Acclaim. They popped in. He's like, I'm bringing friends, and he goes, yeah. And they each come in, and Anthony Bones goes, everyone loves the Acclaimed or whatever. So, yeah.
I love the Acclaimed. I do.
The tallest person on the AEW roster is going to be in action on Dynamite. Also, probably the second oldest. Billy Gunn, probably taller. I mean, he's not legitimately the second. Lance,
he's one of the tallest.
But yeah, and probably second oldest behind Sting.
Yeah, because Sting is like
62 or something.
Like Jesus age or something.
So this next match was actually announced this way because Hook made such quick work of Zach Clayton in his match. On standby, we had Buddy Matthews. So he's going to have a match, and he had a match with Serpentico.
Oh, damn. I already know how that went.
Matthews won. No, they did
very quickly.
It wasn't as quick as Hook or, the Gun Club's win on Dynamite, but it was pretty quick. So he ends with, they used to call the Murphy's Law in WWE because he was Buddy Murphy. In here, they just refer to it as a move, but they never named it. But I don't know. He kind of gets underneath them, grabs them, but
he did a move.
Yeah, I know it was his finisher. I just don't know what name they're gonna give it. But shortly after the victory, the music's going, and they don't really celebrate, right? But the music's going. And all of a sudden, Miro interrupts, and he walks out, and he tosses Malachi Black's mask on the stage, which gets Buddy's attention, and they start to fight.
Okay, this is where I walked in.
Yeah,
this is where I got in here.
Yeah, and then he's grabbing Buddy's face, and he's yelling, "Where are the pagans?" And then Buddy gets a slap on him or some shit, and Miro just kicks him in the face, and he rolls out of the ring, and that's the end of that one.
Yeah.
And then
Miro's going to destroy the House of Black.
And then, yes, we are finally at the DMD promo.
the DMD squad promo. Because their team doesn't have a name, so they're the DMD squad.
They should just, I mean, I know it's a throwback to when her leg was broken, but they should just kept with the name the Role Models or some shit like that, just so they could have had a name. Like, then again, I guess it doesn't really matter because Jamie wasn't around a super, you know, she came around later. Reba, Rebel, never wrestled really, so I guess you never really needed a name.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they could just be the dental practice.
I'm trying to think. There's probably some good dentist puns I can come up with there.
And so there's got to be something.
Now, see, this one really fit. This one it fit Britt's character, and it's also already been a group's name in wrestling, but the Decay, like Tooth Decay. But somebody's already had that one, so I'm like, there's probably some good puns in there that you can use.
Good.
And too bad neither of us went to dental school.
But Britt Baker did. So I didn't really take a lot of notes on her promo, but I did note that once again she's still doing the thing where she's just trying to drive a rift between Thunderstorm. You know, she said Thunder Rosa knows she can't beat Tony again, so she teamed up with her. And basically Storm is done for not beating Thunder Rosa already.
She used the often used line now. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. The only thing that really happened in the beginning is in the start, she acknowledged her, like, we were told we weren't needed for the pay-per-view. But if we're not going to be needed, well, then the next best thing is basically getting to watch Thunderstorm implode. Having a front row seat for it. But that means we're also not going to see Britt Baker. Again, it's the one that we know we missed her the first time. If MJF doesn't come back, we're missing him again. Like, we're gonna hit a lot of the check marks now. I didn't get to see Adam Cole in them. I hope to see him at All Out, which would make all the sense in the world. Now, next though, were you happy to be back in time to see what came next?
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, most of the match I feel like happened during picture-in-picture. Wasn't the best planning on their part for that one, but Athena versus Penelope Ford was not bad at all. I didn't know about Penelope Ford at all because apparently she's been gone since forever, and I think she was probably on Dark or something.
She was injured for a while. I don't know how much of her placement has something to do with like her husband, because they were all kind of in a group together, and when he got injured and then she was injured, so I don't know how much, one part of them being gone affects the story for the other one. Because her husband now has been the guy who's been going around to all the shows wearing a box over his head.
Yeah, I caught that now.
Yeah, they referenced it tonight.
They referenced it his last 2 times, I think.
I had no idea when we were at the show because we talked about it before. We literally walked past him a couple of times.
Yeah, we walked past him.
I'm just thinking regular wrestling fan, kind of like going to like a cosplay convention or something. People wear outfits. Didn't think anything of it. Now that I know, it's going to be way too late.
Yeah, we're not going to catch him next time. Watch.
He might be out of the... No, never mind. I was going to say he might be out of the box by then, but then I remember we're literally going to be there 2.5 weeks. Right?
Yeah.
Or is it 1.5?
1...
Not even a half
2.
anymore?
No,
Two,
it's
two,
it's 2 weeks.
two and a.
2 weeks in a day.
We'll be leaving 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Mhm. 2 weeks and a day. Did.
This was another case of, but the Athena Penelope Ford match, I was excited to see Penelope Ford come back. We talked about it when the match got announced. That was excited to see her back, but against Athena means bad news for her. Penelope Ford, my first experience of knowing anything about her was at the original All In, where she was actually interfering on the behalf of somebody. So she was out there doing like her and Karanos and stuff to guys. So I was always hyped to see her. And she's just kind of, between injuries and stuff, was another one that really hasn't had too great of a chance to shine.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see her back. And you were happy to see Athena.
Yeah, I was happy I got to see some Athena. She just flies everywhere, and I love it.
Will they ever give us a name for her finishing move?
Nope. Maybe. Nope. Maybe.
I was listening. I was listening for tonight, and it sounded like Excalibur might have been ready to call it, and then JR started yelling too, and so I had no idea what Excalibur was even trying to say at that point.
Man.
So we got to see 2 matches end by maneuvers that we don't have a finishing name of.
Yeah, but it's the Athena move.
Everyone knows it.
That. Yeah, her move.
That flipping stunner off the top rope.
That. Yeah, she got the win.
And then we got more baddies.
So you can't just get a win without getting beat up if you're Athena.
You see Layla Gray and Kira Hogan get in the ring real quick and start attacking from behind, but then they just hold her down.
Yeah, they just make her watch Jade take a sledgehammer to her wings that she comes down to the ring with. And she's all looking real pissed. Well, looking kind of pissed. Like, oh, damn. I have to make new ones. They always mention every single time she comes out with those wings on. She made those wings herself.
I think she dyes her hair every time herself, too.
Oh, okay. Multi-talented. Yeah. Her wings are messed up. She needs some new ones.
How much do you know about Athena? Like, outside of wrestling?
Look, she has wings. She is human. Oh yeah, I saw that she was on one of the shows or something like that, playing D&D. That's what's up.
So I just mean like the hair, the costume, the wings, all that. It's like it's in her wheelhouse, like the cosplays and stuff like that. But either way, I mean, obviously she's capable. She's been doing it all for a long time. It still has to suck. You put so much time and effort into something and you do it yourself.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she's got some new sweet ones coming up. I feel like now she's going to have to win the belt after they let Jade destroy her wings.
Maybe she'll drop the wings and she'll start coming out with like double horns next or something, like, you took away my angel's wings, now you're going to get the devil. No, that'd be something silly and stupid like other stuff that we grew up watching. But that wasn't like, that pissed her off, so she starts to fight off Kira and Layla, right? And that's when Jade's finally able to get down into a ring and big ol' sledgehammer shot to the gut.
Yeah, she hit her real hard in the belly. And the commentary played this up really well because it was underwhelming, the hit itself, but they yelled about it a lot, making it feel a little bit bigger.
Yeah, they were talking
Good job
about
to commentary on that.
I mean, we talked about before, they like to play up all sorts of injuries and kind of stuff bigger. A wrist brace becomes a full-on cast. The sleeve on Kenny's shirt, whatever that was, is somehow a full-on brace, even though it wasn't really restricting or holding anything too much in place. And now a gut shot with a sledgehammer that left her kind of like kicking on the mat. I don't know if that's how I would react if I got hit in the gut with a sledgehammer. I'm probably doing the big gasping breaths where I can't breathe or do anything else.
Be like, oh my God, they crushed her appendix.
I would look like I probably can't get enough air.
She doesn't have any more kidneys. It's over. Jade ripped her kidneys out with her bare hands. She was just holding a sledgehammer.
Hey, she does cosplay as Mortal Kombat characters, so it would fit with Jade.
Yep. See, that's what happened. Speaking of brutality,
these people in the main event were so brutal.
Chuck Taylor is brutal, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Chainsaw. Fucking brutal.
Oh, now I just want to go make a clip of editing this a silly little part of a Limp Bizkit song from like 20 years ago, where he's like going a chainsaw like in the song, and just put that over everything Chuck Taylor related. But honestly, I actually enjoyed this main event promo, but not for reasons I thought. Because at first it was Ari and them again, and they kind of hit some of the same beats as they had in a previous interview about them not being really a team.
Yeah.
But the end made it all worth it. That's all I cared about.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy cut off Mark Henry. He says again. Mark Henry gets ready to say it's time, and OC says, "Wait, that's my line." Mark says, "No, that's my line." Orange Cassidy just goes, "Oh."
Oh wait, there's a line
trying
before
to steal his line
that got us both to laugh. When Chuck Taylor talked about Sonic Kiss coming to come down and kick his friend in the dick.
Yeah. Chuck Taylor getting bleeped out because he's the most brutal wrestler out there.
And it's so much. I find it all so much funnier now, ever since I've made the correlation between him and a friend of ours. So like everything's worse because like we've walked into that friend's house and seen the most random of objects in boxes, like in his living room and stuff. Like, hey, why do you have 4 flamethrowers in your living room in boxes? And he'd be like, oh no, they were on a great deal.
Yeah.
Trying to flip them and make a profit. Like, you randomly bought 4 flamethrowers? Okay.
Always something like that.
So now when he does the most random shit, it just, I have like that perspective of like that relation to it. I'm like, okay, yep, I can see this happening in real life because I've seen it.
Yeah, like it's man of few words, but man of ridiculous words.
Oh wait, I forgot, and we talked about this at the end of the show. I have 0 notes on the match.
Oh, I have a couple notes
because everything happened late, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, so I have one very important note that Chris Jericho and JR were going hard on that little boy dressed up as Orange Cassidy.
He's gonna be a failure. He's gonna fail at anything he does.
Yeah, I was like, "Damn, Jericho," and then JR's like, "I don't think he should be doing that." That's in his nice JR way.
I think he said like, take it easy or something.
Yeah, he's telling the kid, take it easy.
I think he was just saying it because he was already like being laid back like Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Yeah, they were going hard on that little boy.
Now, one thing that was a little bit different is at some point the ring got cleared out and Orange Cassidy actually put his hands in his pocket. Then he called in Parker Boudreaux. And as opposed to just chilling there kind of stoically with his hands in his pocket, he's like, let's see what they focused in on it on like from the ring apron, and you could hear Orange Cassidy talk. He's just like, let's see what you got. And usually we don't see Orange Cassidy usually talk or anything in those situations. He's usually reacting and then escaping. It was a little bit different.
Oh, so I got my hit of the night in here. My hit of the 5 minutes. When Chuck and Trent got that weird combo move where Chuck had Slim J up in the razor's edge, and he just like drops him off his back into Trent's power bomb.
That was probably the favorite thing I saw all night as well. Like, he just goes from that position,
stupid Jinko jeans,
like launches him up even more, catches him into a style power bomb, and it was one of those moments I had to sit there and wait for you to catch up to me, because I was like, I'm gonna say nothing. I need to hear your reaction whenever the moment hits.
Yeah, and it was great because it happened to Slim J and his stupid Jinko jeans.
I'll be honest, I was hoping to get some really good Keith Lee chops to be able to use it on, but there wasn't anything super impressive earlier in the night as far as that goes.
There was too many shots.
Because I don't remember much else about this match until like the very end, when there was that whole thing around the barricade where Trent speared Parker into the barricade, and Orange Cassidy hit the orange punch on it and then tossed him over the barricade.
That was pretty much it. I liked Slim J and his stupid Jinko jeans when he did the cool corkscrew dive into Chuck and Trent.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That came up like right after.
That was like right before the whole crazy toss over the barricades and everything else.
Because I thought it was after, because I know Slim J actually cleared everybody out, right? And but then Orange Cassidy kicked out of his diving reverse DDT, and he's like calling for Parker to get back over the guardrail. And when they're over there looking over the guardrail, instead we get Danhausen.
Yeah.
Somebody was
he cursed the shit out of Slim J.
Yeah, and the thing is, Sonny Kiss was in the awkward placement, because when Danhausen first got up, he was like trying to get Sonny Kiss to move out of the way so he could curse Slim J. Yeah, I think the spot was weird, but it was cool though. That's the kind of stuff that I like from Danhausen. Then after the match, there was something that funny that happened, because they were going for the trio styles, right? And Danhausen keeps going like this, and like Chuck's like, no, 3, or no, Trent was like, no, 3, and Danhausen's like, 4. They're going back and forth, and then they're posing to end the night, little Danhausen. But the finish of this match.
The finish of the match.
I don't know how to describe. I mean, I could try to describe it.
Pretty good.
But there's no names that we. I don't.
Yeah. I can almost tell you what it was. All right. So after Sonny hits Orange in the nuts, Orange kicks out of Slim J's move there. Then eventually the best friends double choke slam Slim J. Orange Cassidy comes back in. Trent and Chuck get set up for Orange Cassidy to come up on their backs. They're about to do like an old pyramid type of thing, like a cheerleading type of move almost.
But they got Slim J held across in between them, kind of creating like a bridge.
Yeah, like they literally made like a pyramid between them, and those two drop Slim J as Orange Cassidy jumps off of the two of them and dives onto Slim J in the middle of everyone.
Yeah, so like they're holding him and they explode and like upward, and as they explode up, he jumps up. Yeah, his whole pin, it's weird though, because his hair is like parted in such a funny way. He's just.
Yeah.
This whole inversion thing with the cameras has really thrown me off. I'm like, I'm trying to mimic you. I'm like, I had it. No.
Nope.
Yeah. I'll just do everything I can and do it symmetrically. Like, yeah. 2 thumbs up. Wait.
I think that's probably the best way to do it, man.
Do everything
gotta...
symmetrical.
Yeah.
But
all right, man. So since you saw the entire show, what was the match of the night for you?
Well, none of them were especially good.
Right. But if you have to pick one right
now. The main event at least was entertaining and fun.
Okay.
So I'll say that one. Now, at least the tag team title match, was a little bit of story to it, in just the aspect that Private Party got better. Mm-hmm. They got a little bit of respect from Keith Lee. So there's at least meaning to that match.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty dominant match. So at least this one, like, there was that moment when Sonny dropped Orange Cassidy on his nuts across the turnbuckle, and everybody else was kind of cleared out, and there was a slight part of me that said, are they going to let them get screwed over because they have that big young Parker guy that they're going to try to build up? Is that what they're going to do? Like, they're just a little bit of doubt, just kind of questioning, like, wait, are they about to do that? So on that aspect too, it also helped just to know, like, hey, this new group that they're throwing together and pushing in some kind of way, could they pull it off? But it was also entertaining. We got Danhausen. We got this weird finish from Bring It On. Oh, and then the main event promo. That laugh. The couple of laughs I got out of it. You know what?
Yeah.
A Dynamite or a Rampage that actually, I appreciated that I watched until the very end.
Okay. All right. Well, so give me this one then. Best non-wrestling segment.
Well, let's see. Claudio had a promo, so it wasn't that. Ruby and Ortiz was different. Oh. Okay, it's got to be one of two things. And I'm going with Cool Hand and Daddy Magic. Even though all they said is, what about the FTW title if it was held by a sports entertainer? Because the other option was Billy Gunn backstage and getting to see the Acclaim for a minute, just for pure happiness and joy. Because out of that, I mean, Lexi with QT in the factory being interrupted by Powerhouse Hobbs, that's a whole lot of nothing. Me and Billy didn't say anything too crazy. Britt, it's the same promo that she's cut for the last month. Not saying it wasn't good. I always say Britt on my screen, but yeah. So I'm gonna go with the possibility of Daddy Magic or his tag team partner, somebody getting involved away from JAS and messing with Hook in that FTW title, and also just put Daddy Magic on the screen more. I don't care. I didn't get to chant his name at Blood and Guts. I better be able to have...
He's going to entertain you.
Be at All Out so I could chant Daddy Magic, damn it. Be on the show, please. I want to chant it.
So you could possibly get a pre-show Daddy Magic.
You know what?
Maybe.
Let's just get there as soon as doors open. As forget the merchandise, forget the food, everything. Let's just go right into the arena. And as they're still setting up and nobody's there, I'm just gonna start all by myself in the arena screaming Daddy Magic at the top of my head, lungs, and then just somebody's gonna hear me.
Yeah, somebody will probably be wanting to cheer for him too.
No, I ain't gonna be that crazy. And hopefully, unlike Blood and Guts, they have more than like 5 shirts at the show for you to purchase.
Dude. So I don't know. I'm like thinking I'm gonna have to get me a nice shirt before we go.
I'm not sure if you would get it in time.
Oh yeah, forget shipping takes forever.
I think the last time I ordered one, I got it in total in about 2 weeks, maybe just a few days over. But it was close to 2 weeks, so it would be very, very close in time.
Butt cheeks.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be a pay-per-view. It'll be a much bigger event. If they have any of those things going on around the event that we're able to attend, then you always have the chance of something that way too. Because even if it isn't from like AEW, as long as it's a wrestling thing, the crowd that's going to be there is still going to appreciate it, even if it was from like Effie's Big Gay Brunch. I was looking. Yeah.
Might have to do that because I do like me some brunch.
Yeah. I looked up the arena that's supposed to be at. It looks like basically high velocity kind of situation. Where
interesting,
like in the basement too, like not where there's a bunch of bleachers. Like there might be some, but that's why when I was showing it to you, I was like, these ones say seating, these ones do not say seating.
Because like if it's brunch, don't you get to eat food?
I think it's just brunch time.
Oh. Damn.
It's a brunch time show. I mean, there might be food there. I don't know.
Got me all hot and bothered. I was thinking there was going to be some brunch. I was like, hell yeah, wrestling and mimosas, dog. Count me in.
Depending on how tired we are, I was looking at it because it's GCW is who does it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a show going Saturday night, and then you have that show Sunday morning. Then you have All Out at night.
Scandalous.
Now the upside is something like Effie's show, and even probably the other GCW show is probably something that we don't have to buy tickets in advance. It just obviously limited options. Now Effie's, the issue would come down to seating. Like, do you want to stand, and how long is the show for, kind of deal.
Yeah, because if it's like if it's like an hour show, I'm down to stand.
So with that being said, anyone who's watching this, if you have any suggestions on what we need to do in Chicago on All Out Weekend, drop them as a comment. Yeah. We're looking forward to it. We will be there middle of the day, Saturday, Sunday, leave on Monday. So it's not like we have all the time in the world, but we have enough time to enjoy ourselves and possibly hit both. We'll be honest, between that amount of traveling and that shorter time, fitting in 3 different wrestling shows, we will be dead by Monday. And so I don't want to overcommit to anything. So always willing to listen to ideas, but let's make this trip a fun one. And fuck the toilet seats.